So you can remember, you can always take more off, can't glue it back on, but you can, but it looks shit. Now, a little handy hint here is you never want to go in dry. I don't care about all your political correctness. Pedotash. Inception. Hello there, mate. Today we are going to be doing one of the most requested videos. How to style your beard, how to trim it, how to fade it in, how to set the right boundaries that's going to help your beard look fuller and thicker and help it grow in faster. Plus, I'll be covering the big do's and don'ts of growing in your beard. So yes, I've been rocking this beard for a while again now. I did shave it off stupidly the other year and regretted it immediately. In order to do this video, I have grown this beard out and let it get a little bit crazy. A lot of hairs flying off here, starting to curl a little bit here. The edges aren't defined and it's just getting a little bit too heavy for me to don my motorcycle helmets. That is unacceptable. I've started styling my beard in what is known as a ducktail kind of style. It has outgrown that right now, but by the time we're finished, what we're going to have achieved is a distinctive boundary line here. We're going to fade this hair in so it's not as heavy, and we're also going to take a lot of the weight out from just here under the jaw. So in order to make it a daily livable beard that still looks good and still looks full and is actually going to look like it's heavier and longer than it is, just follow these simple steps. The very first thing that you need to do before styling your beard is give it a good wash. Make sure that you shampoo it, condition it. But what I have found is very, very good is this coconut milk conditioner. Anything that tends to have the words nourishing or argan oil, coconut oil. So I'm going to go wash it, dry it, and I'll show you what mine looks like. Showered, conditioned, and the trick is this: shampoo it, then put the conditioner in, leave that conditioner in for a good 10 minutes. So do that, get a bit of your manscaping done, and then come back and wash it out. If I now was to cut this and shape it, that would mean then if I ever did style it or straighten it, it would all end up in different levels due to the nature of the curl in this hair. My advice is to blow dry it down and then start trimming from there, because that's a quick and easy job, and I'm going to show you how. If you're wondering what this bruise is here, it's not heroin or drugs or being beaten up by a kangaroo. About kangaroo height, I reckon. This is from my self-defense videos. Yes, it genuinely does hurt. You're gonna need a simple brush, just something like this, nothing complicated. It's wide tooth, so it's gonna let air through. One like this, cheap and cheerful, find them anywhere. You are also going to need a hair dryer, preferably one with one of these little diffusory things on the end. This is the fundamental thing for styling both hair, beard, plus it's good for tidying up afterwards because you just give it a quick. Hair magically disappears. You're simply gonna brush down, don't kind of brush back or forward, down, making sure that you get underneath, brush that back a little bit, and then just bring it into place. Lots of wispy hairs everywhere. It's kind of splaying out, but you can see it's balanced, and that's what we want to keep, is this balance either side. Remember, you can always cut off more, but you take off too much, you can't put it back. Take your time, be slow. You will get quicker the more you do this. Onto the styling technique. Now, what we're going to look to do is we're going to look to get the brush into the hair, curl it over. Once you get like that, we're then going to follow it down with the hairdryer just down to the jawline. This part of it, from here down to your jawline. We don't really want to start straightening this out underneath. So we're going to do it a little bit, just train it down. If we straighten all the hairs underneath and then trim them, it's going to look a little bit sparse and you're going to kind of get that see-through look underneath. So the same is going to happen at the front. I don't want to curl it underneath my own chin. So what I'm going to do is curl under, and then with the hairdryer follow it down, zoom straight down rather than coming in.
I'ma wake up, do damage. Join number 7's boredom. Working on anymore though. I'ma wake up, do damage. Join number 7's boredom. Working on anymore though.
Nice and neat, but now it's clean, conditioned, and it's going to be easy to style. What I'm going to look to do is come down the sides here and take off any stray hairs. So I'm using this brawn shaver. What it has is a little button, so longer hair, shorter hair. Always start longer than you expect. We are going to put this against the side of the chin here, side of the chin, side of the face, and we're just going to follow it straight down, letting it clip off any stray hairs. What I'm not doing is hooking or going in sideways or digging. And we're only going to go up to the edge of the mustache here and back for the start. One other thing I did forget to mention is you can get some boar bristle brushes. Brushes from Boar Bristles. And these are actually very good for sweeping down. It also is supposed to stimulate follicle growth. So it helps hair grow faster. So again, before I start, remember to move that mustache out the way. Make sure you're not catching any loose hairs. You can see it's much more reduced compared to the under side where you can see how much longer. So just going against that top bit there because it just wasn't catching. What this is doing now is you can see it's really defining that boundary. You can see here, look, how much shorter that hair is there. By slimming it here and taking some weight out, we're going to make it look much fuller towards the front. And once we take some length off the back, that's going to also make that front look even longer. So we're giving that illusion of a longer, bigger beard, even though it might not be. We're going to want to take some of the weight off here. So we're going to create a bit of an angle. And what we're also going to do is tidy up anything along the neckline. Now, boundaries for the neckline. Even if you have stubble, guys, listen, do freaking not take away the hair that's under the chin here. You're going to take a finger, you're going to go straight back. Shoo. Where that finger sits, here, you shave underneath that. Do not shave up here. It's creating the illusion of neck fat. Down, down, down. Only. Now this is where we need to get a little bit careful. We're going to start taking length off. I'm going to make this much more of an angle. What we're going to do, tilt our head back, and we're just going to angle straight backwards. Because by adding that tilt on the head, we're automatically creating a nice angle for when we come forward. It's easy, it's foolproof. Head back, straight back to that neckline. So don't take any more off the front than the length you want it to be. I'm going to take around about yay much. So I'm going to go from here, straight back. Little is more, so you can remember you can always take more off, can't glue it back on, but you can, but it looks shit. Here we go. I took off a good chunk there, but you can see from the front it's still looking nice and full and long. How much of an angle you want to create is up to you at this point. So I want to take about another centimetre off this, down to here, and then blend it into that front part. And all I'm going to do is just come in and take it down like this to there, and leave like a wedge out the side. I'm then going to follow that wedge underneath and even it up on both sides. As always, less is more. The blade is always over the top. So I went in and then just slowly blended it out. So it is actually a little bit still longer underneath than the middle. And I'm just going to do that on the same on the other side now. And now what I'm also going to do is neaten up this bit here. So I want to get rid of any neck hair that's there. I'm going to go in and away. In and away. Never in and in. You want to make sure that the hair just on the back of the neck here, this is where my jaw is. There's my jaw. I leave this bit of hair behind the jaw. What that does is it gives it that nice thick looking illusion because you're keeping the weight and the colour of beard here. So if you do tend to have patches here and things like that, this is going to help kind of cover that up a little bit rather than having a big heavy bits at the back here down underneath your face and then it getting patchy as it goes up. You're now going to shape the way you want your beard to be. So if you want this square, make sure that you brush it out. How are you going to want it? If you want it to sit like that kind of square goatee, I want this to be a little bit more of the traditional ducktail. So I'm going to have it angled in a little bit there. With no guard, what I'm doing is just kind of drawing in the shape I want. So anything that gets in the way of where I'm drawing, that will come off. There you go. Now that looks neat and tidy. And this is it with no real harsh fade on the side and leaving it longer on the bottom here. You can make that a little bit harsher. I'm going to take it down to a 3. And I'm literally just going to do the top bits here. So I'm just going to blend those bits in so it's nice and tight there and gets rid of any of those longer hairs on that sideburn. Is that running out? Luckily, I think we're done with that now. There's so much weight gone out of this now. Here's the benefit. Put my head down, you see how there's no splaying. Head up, stays exactly the same. The less it moves when you do all this and stays the same, the less it's gonna move whenever you put it through something. In terms of maintenance, this is such an easier thing to keep to the everyday man trying to look neat with a beard, not like some kind of jungle man or, you know, just jumped out of a tip. That's the sides, that's the style, cut in. Now just the stash. Little handy hint, a bin between your legs here. Brush it off. Man cleaning. This is a Sterling 2 Plus by Wall, which actually I can highly recommend. The battery lasts for like 90 minutes. You get what you pay for. Now onto the tash. Now for me, I like to keep these bits longer. In fact, this is what they look like curled.
With a red right hand.
From here, what I tend to do is find where my line is. I'll brush underneath, do that on both sides. And that lets me kind of know what hairs are part of the mustache and what are not. And if there's any dead ends, like you can see here, pinch it, get all the hairs that are involved, get them to an end point. You can see the dead ends and then just zip them off. There we go. Now, some people have great thick mustaches, look very thick when it's very short. I don't have that, so I require a bit of length to give that fullness. That means coming just below the lip line, so you can't actually see my lips. And what I'm going to do is follow that halfway down my lip. And what that means is it's not going to go into my mouth when I'm eating, but it's also going to give me a good depth on the mustache. So if I was to trim this right up to here, it would look like it'd be a pedo tash. I'm not going to sugarcoat. It would be a pedo tash. I don't care. I don't care about all your political correctness. Pedo tash. Inception. So I've got my little mirror here, and what I'm going to do, if I keep this bit here from the corner of my mouth, a little angle off there, I follow halfway up my lip into the corner of my mouth there. And what that does is it keeps that amount of length on the stash, but also makes sure that none of it is going in my mouth, which means I can enjoy my manwiches. Ready? Always turned over as if we're kind of drawing. Can you see that? Okay, so if I use a comb, that side is now really nice and neat. Whereas you look at the other side, see how much longer that is and covering the lips entirely, so you can see that difference. So I'm going to finish that up and then we'll move on to lining it up. You're going to line this out using your buzzers. From the top of that ear, straight down to the corner of the mouth. Now what you want to be careful of here is not taking off any of the roots of the hair that is incorporated into the beard. Using this turned over, you're going to go in and up. Another little tip is to blow your cheeks out. So if you can't quite see, blow your cheeks out. It's going to help splay the hairs and able to get the correct roots that you do want to take out. Now that we've done that and we've got a nice little line going here, what we need to do is get rid of those little stubbly bits. One of the best ways to do that is a cheap and cheerful razor. Now a little handy hint here is you never want to go in dry. A little dab, oop, too much. That's what she said! A little dab of conditioner. Just rub that along where you're going to go. This is just going to give it some lubrication so it doesn't drag on the skin. And what you don't want is a Gillette razor with 8 different blades on it. That's going to be really hard to see where the line is. Well, we're going to turn the razor over and we're just going to go really gently against those hairs we just took off, and you'll see it comes off really quite nice and sharp. And then again, what you can do is blow your cheeks out and just edge your way down until you feel a little bit of resistance where the hairs start, and then stop. Brush it off. Then hopefully what you're left with is a very neat, well tamed and easy to manage duck-tailed, spade shaped, whatever the heck you want to call it, beard. Obviously, if you have some patches and things like that, there's a number of tricks that you can do in terms of maybe dyeing the hair to get some of those blonder hairs darker. But if you want to see things like that, let me know in the video. I'll do it. I will do it. Let me know, comment section. Also, make sure to subscribe and like, hit that notification, hit the bell so you know when a video comes up and you don't miss out. I'm going to be doing some more of these lifestyle videos alongside the Street Fight Survival series and the Rehab series, because I'm flying back out to Ireland to film a number of those. Also, if you'd like to see a hair tutorial, I know a lot of you are interested in what's going on here. My current goal is actually, you'll see, mullet! The reason that's growing out the back there is because I'm going to be growing all this out long before growing out the side. It's 2020, year of adventure, worry less, adventure more, and I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. Be you, give things a go, be adventurous. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support. Make sure to share it, like it, and all that jazz. I'll catch you in the next one. Boom, baby.